Hello everyone. And in the previous lecture, we have been discussing the various forms of straight lines and the applications on that. As I said you, in today's lecture, we are going to discuss a new type of line, new form of line, that is normal form. And also we will be discussing about parametric form and or symmetric form also we call. Normal form of straight line, nothing but, for suppose, let's take the coordinate axis x and y axis, something like this, which are mutually perpendicular to each other, and the point of intersection of x axis and y axis is origin. Okay, and if at all a line AB is going to cut the x axis and y axis at some points, let's say A and B, yeah, oh, fine. And if a normal to the line AB, means which is taken from the origin, is at P units away from the origin, means OM is equal to P, and if this normal is making some angle alpha with the positive direction of the x-axis, let's say angle AOM, is equal to some alpha, then the equation of the line AB is x cos alpha plus y sin alpha is equal to P. X cos alpha plus y sin alpha is equal to P, means here what terms are involved here? The line equation is involved in terms of the angle made by that normal with the positive direction of the x-axis, and P nothing but the distance from the origin to the line AB. The distance from origin to the line AB nothing but the perpendicular distance OM is equal to some P. Then the line equation of AB is given by x cos alpha plus y sin alpha equal to P. This form of the straight line AB is called normal form of the straight line. What is that? Normal form of the straight line. As if we have discussed in the previous cases, the first one we have discussed that ax plus by plus c equal to 0 always represents the straight line. Means the first degree equation in one variable or two variables gives us the straight line. And then we have discussed about y is equal to mx plus c. What is y is equal to mx plus c? Where m is the slope of the line and c is the y-intercept. Okay. And then we have discussed the line passing through the origin, that is y is equal to mx, which is also called as slope form. The first one was the general form, and then slope intercept form, and then slope form. And then we have discussed point and slope form. What is that? Y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. And then we have discussed 2-point form of the straight line. What is that? Y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1, where m is given by y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. When 2 points are given, the slope formula. Likewise, we also discussed another form, that is intercepts form of the straight line. What is that? X by a plus y by b is equal to 1. What is intercept form of the straight line? X by a plus y by b is equal to 1 is the intercept form of the straight line. The next level, after completion of all these different formats, we are introducing a new form of the line, that is normal form, which is written as x cos alpha plus y sin alpha equal to P. Okay, let's see the derivation for this particular theorem. Okay, while deriving this theorem, we will use intercept form also, because as I said you, in the intercept form, if at all we are aware of the length A, means x intercept, and if we are aware of the length B, that is y intercept, we can use the formula what I have written here, that is x by A plus y by B is equal to 1. That's the reason my target will be on tracing out OA and OB in order to prove the result x cos alpha plus y sin alpha is equal to P. Tell me, if this angle is some alpha, okay, and this angle is going to be some 90 minus alpha, because the entire angle is 90, this is some alpha, so this angle will be 90 minus alpha. This is 90, so therefore this is going to be some alpha. What angle is framed here? The same angle is framed here. I hope you understand. If this particular angle AOM is some alpha, angle AOM is equal to alpha, and this BOA is some 90, therefore this angle will be 90 minus alpha. So here it is going to be some alpha, since this angle is 90. 90 plus alpha plus 90 minus alpha is equal to 180. So the angle sum property of the triangle is satisfied. Chalo. First, to trace out OA, I am going to opt the triangle AOM. In the triangle AOM, tell me, I want OA. So what is to be taken, whether sin alpha or cos alpha? If I'll take sin alpha, opposite to alpha, I'll be getting this. Anyway, I am not aware of this particular length. Therefore, I'll be taking cos alpha. If I'll take cos alpha, I'll get adjacent as this and this angle. No? Okay. For this, opposite is AM and adjacent is OM. So I'll be getting adjacent. This is going to be hypotenuse. Therefore, in the triangle OAM, cos alpha is equal to adjacent to theta, that is OM by OA. What is our subject? OA is our subject. Transposing cos alpha on the other side. What is OM? P. P by cos alpha. Therefore, I have got OA is equal to P by cos alpha. Means one intercept length I have got it. Similarly, I want OB. To trace out OB, which triangle I have to opt? I have to go for the triangle OBM. In the triangle OBM, I'll go with cos alpha or sin alpha. I'll go with sin alpha, because if I'll go with cos alpha, okay, adjacent is going to be something. This is BM, which is not aware. If I take sin alpha, I'll be getting this and this. Then I can make subject into this. Okay. Therefore, I am taking sin alpha in the triangle OBM. Therefore, sin alpha is going to be opposite to alpha is OM by hypotenuse is going to be this particular length OB. Therefore, sin alpha is equal to OM is P again by OB is equal to subject. What is our requirement? OB is our requirement. So this I am transposing another side, so that I will be getting P by sin alpha. OA is equal to P by sin alpha, and OB is equal to P by sin alpha, and OA is equal to P by cos alpha. Now we are aware of the length OA and OB, means we are aware of the intercepts of the line AB. Then what is intercept form? X by A plus Y by B is equal to 1. Chalo, let us substitute there. On substituting A, that is OA, X by P by cos alpha plus Y by P by sin alpha is equal to 1. Transposing these two to numerator, so that X cos alpha by P plus Y sin alpha by P is equal to 1. Transposing P on the other side, and hence I'll get X cos alpha plus Y sin alpha is equal to P. X cos alpha plus Y sin alpha is equal to P. See, we have got the output, what is required here. Anything complex? Nothing complex, just logical thinking. There my focus was in calculating the intercepts OA and OB, and then I just simply substituted in the standard equation X by A plus Y by B is equal to 1. But one thing we should be very careful, opting the triangles according to our requirement. When we were trying to calculate OA, I took triangle AOM. When I was trying to calculate OB, I took OBM. In case 1 applied cos alpha, and in case 2 applied sin alpha, and then made the subject to OA and OB. Those two results I have substituted simply here to obtain the result. Got my point? Therefore, when it comes to the normal form, is it only the format what we have discussed is possible? No. The line equation may be like this. Okay, the line equation may be like this. The line equation may be like this. When the line equation is like this, the angle is going to be of greater than 90, similarly greater than 180, similarly greater than 270. So for such kind of formats, what is the range of alpha here? Range is going to be lying between 0 degrees and 2 pi. 0 degrees less than or equal to alpha less than or equal to 2 pi. Okay, chalo write down under the note where angle made by the normal that is alpha lies between 0 and 2 pi. Lies between 0 and 2 pi. 0 and 2 pi. And remember, P is always positive because where P we are talking about the length, so that it can't be negative. That also please mention. And the length of the normal, that is P. The length of the normal P is always positive. Is always positive. Is always positive. Take a small application. Find the equation of the straight line. Find the equation of the straight line which is at a distance 7 units from the origin. Which is at a distance 7 units from the origin. And the perpendicular from the origin to the line. And the perpendicular from the origin to the line makes an angle 45 degrees. Makes an angle 45 degrees with the positive direction of x-axis. With the positive direction of x-axis. What do you notice in the problem very clearly? According to the problem, you are given with the length of the perpendicular, and as well after along with that length of the perpendicular, you also notice the normal is making what angle. Okay, so that if this angle is making if this normal is making some angle 45 degrees and that 7 units away from the origin, it is something like the normal equation x cos alpha plus y sin alpha is equal to P. What is alpha? 45 degrees and P is 7 units, the length of the normal. So x cos 45 degrees plus y sin 45 degrees is equal to P is 7 units. What is x cos 45? X by cos 45 1 by root 2 plus sin 45 also 1 by root 2 is equal to 7. Therefore x plus y is equal to 7 root 2 or x plus y minus 7 root 2 is equal to 0 is the equation of the required line. See anything complex here? Nothing complex. Then we'll go for another point. Please note down. We already know that the normal, the general form of the straight line is ax plus by plus c equal to 0. Now let us see how to convert that ax plus by plus c equal to 0 into normal form. Because so far we have knowledge that when you are given ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, how to convert into y equal to mx plus c and how to convert into intercept form we are aware. What is that? To convert into the form of y is equal to mx plus c, we'll keep by fixed and these two will transpose minus ax minus c. Therefore y is equal to minus a by b into x minus c by b. Now very clearly it is in the form of y is equal to mx plus c, where m is minus a by b and c is minus c by b. Means slope of the line is minus a by b whenever the line equation is in the form of ax plus by plus c equal to 0, slope is minus a by b and the y-intercept is minus c by b. Similarly, how we can convert this into the intercept form? We'll simply transpose c on the other side. Okay, ax plus by is equal to minus c, and then we'll be dividing by minus c both the sides. Means whatever the constant we have, with that we'll be dividing both the sides to make the constant 1. So to get it in the form of x by a plus y by b is equal to 1, what shall we do? X by minus c by a plus y by minus c by b is equal to 1. Therefore, what is x-intercept of the line ax plus by plus c equal to 0? Minus c by a. And what is y-intercept of this line? Minus c by b. Means this particular line meets the x-axis at a point minus c by a comma 0 and y-axis at a point minus 0 comma minus c by b. This is the knowledge we have actually. I don't know whether you have tried or not, but listen. Means if you want to convert the standard form into y equal to mx plus c, this is the format. And the slope of the standard form ax plus by plus c equal to 0 is minus a by b. Okay. And if you want to convert this particular line into intercept form, then you will be getting something like this. Therefore, x-intercept is minus c by a and y-intercept is minus c by b. Therefore, this line meets the x-axis at minus c by a comma 0 and 0 comma minus c by b. Similarly, how will you convert this into normal form? Normal form in the sense, just now we have discussed that x cos alpha plus y sin alpha is equal to p. Therefore, the line equation is something like ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. As ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, we may have two possibilities. What are the two possibilities? I will be writing this particular line as ax plus by is equal to minus c. Okay. I want to convert into this format. This format in the sense, what will I do? I will be just dividing by square root of a square plus b square on the both the sides. Okay. Means in order to convert the standard form into normal form, what should we do? We have to divide by the square root of the x coefficient, square of x coefficient and square of y coefficient. That is square root of a square plus b square. What coefficients we have for x and y? With those terms, we will be taking the square root of them and square of them. Sum of the squares of them is equal to minus c by square root of a square plus b square. Since p is always positive, okay, this is already positive, this can't be negative. If in this case c is positive, okay, on transposing another side it becomes negative. Okay, means if at all c is going to be positive, here I will be taking minus c by root a square plus b square because I will be taking plus c by root a square plus b square because I have to get the complete outcome as positive. If at all this is here the c is negative, here I will be considering negative itself. Getting my point? So that's the reason. What shall we mention there? Please write. The normal form of the straight line, ax plus by plus c equal to 0 is what I said you, the outcome should be always positive, means on transposing this plus c to another side I will be getting minus c, and hence I should make this positive so that I will be multiplying the entire equation by minus. Therefore, what will I get? Minus a by root a square plus b square into x plus minus b by square root of a square plus b square into y is equal to square root of a square plus b square. Now, it is very clearly in the form of x cos alpha, where cos alpha is minus a by square root of a square plus b square plus y sin alpha, where sin alpha is minus b by square root of a square plus b square equal to p. What is p? C by root a square plus b square. Hope you got my point here. I repeat, here we are trying to convert ax plus by plus c equal to 0 into normal form, means this form, and hence to get equal to some p format I am transposing c another side. If at all this c becomes positive on c is positive in the given equation, and transposing right side it becomes negative, but the length should not be negative at all. That is the reason I am multiplying the entire equation by minus to get it positive. And to get this result in the form of some cos alpha and sin alpha, means in terms of some constants, whatever I will be getting, some ratio, here I am going to divide the entire equation by square root of a square plus b square. Therefore, this will give you cos alpha, this will give you sin alpha, and this will give you p. If at all c negative, you will keep it as usual. Ax by root a square plus b square, by root a square plus b square is equal to c by root a square plus b square, where c is going to be negative. Because already c negative, so minus half minus becomes positive. That's the reason. Okay. So after writing this, please write as the next point. If c less than 0, if c less than 0, then the line equation is a by root a square plus b square into x plus b by root a square plus b square into y is equal to minus c by root a square plus b square. Don't get confusion. C negative and C negative ante some minus 2 minus 3 like that. Negative of negative becomes positive. That's the reason I have taken here minus itself. Understand? In case of C positive, right side will be positive, but these two will be negative. In case of C negative, these two will be positive and this will be negative. There is no confusion. Hope you understand. So this is how we can convert ax plus by plus c equal to 0 into the normal form, that is x cos alpha plus y sin alpha is equal to p. Okay. Let me give you one problem here. Find the normal form of the equation. Find the normal form of the equation x plus y plus 1 is equal to 0. X plus y plus 1 is equal to 0. What do you notice? Here c positive. So on transposing another side it becomes negative. Therefore, x plus y is equal to minus 1. So to make it positive, what we will do? As I said you earlier, I will be multiplying by minus on both sides. Then it becomes minus x minus y is equal to plus 1. Okay, and then what we will do, we will be dividing by square root of coefficients of x and y. Therefore, I will be getting minus x minus y is equal to plus 1. So this can be written as minus 1 into x plus of minus 1 into y is equal to 1. So by square root of minus 1 whole square plus 1, again minus 1 whole square plus 1, by square root of 1 plus 1 by square root of 1 plus 1. Hope you understand. It is very clear. Okay, no confusion. Listen once repeatedly. If at all you have any confusion, you can get it. Therefore, minus 1 by root 2 into x plus minus 1 by root 2 into y is equal to 1 by root 2. Minus 1 by root 2 into x plus minus 1 by root 2 into y is equal to 1 by root 2. So here what is minus 1 by root 2? Cos alpha value. And what is minus 1 by root 2 here? Sin alpha value. But what is alpha? That's very important. Generally 1 by root 2 means cos 45. But here we have minus 1 by root 2. Means whose angle will be see, when theta is one particular angle, okay, then the outcome will be minus 1 by root 2. That is for 90 plus 45, because if at all you have the line means having some 45 degrees, cos 45 is going to be of 1 by root 2. And if at all it is going to be of 90 plus 45, 135. When the angle is 135, it is going to be minus 1 by root 2. Similarly, even in case of the sine angle case. Getting my point? Therefore, this 1 by root 2 can be written as cos watch carefully. Here when theta lies in the quadrant 2, when theta lies in quadrant 2, according to trigonometry, quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4, here all the ratios are positive. Here only sine and its reciprocal, sine theta and cosec theta are positive, and here tan theta, cot theta are positive, and here cos theta and secant theta are positive. Okay, but here both are negative, means cos theta, sin theta both are negative. In what quadrant cos theta and sin theta both are negative? In quadrant 3, means the angle should come into third quadrant, means for some 45 degrees. Okay, if it is going to be making some 180 degrees additional, means this particular angle is going to give us the negative output for both cos and sin, means cos 180 degrees plus 45 degrees. Similarly, sin 180 degrees plus 45 degrees. Therefore, cos 225 degrees into x plus sin 225 degrees into y is equal to 1 by root 2. The same can be written as cos pi plus pi by 4. How can we write? Cos pi plus pi by 4, and this also can be written as sin pi plus pi by 4. Pi radians means 180 degrees. Pi by 4 means the standard angle what we are taking in quadrant 1. And hence finally we can write the angle as x cos pi plus pi by 4 plus y sin pi plus pi by 4 is equal to 1 by root 2. Pi plus pi by 4 means 5 pi by 4, and here also we will be getting 5 pi by 4, and hence x cos 5 pi by 4 plus y sin 5 pi by 4 is equal to 1 by root 2 is the required line equation, means the converted equation for the equation x plus y is equal to 1. I repeat, let me teach you once again. Here x plus y is equal to minus 1, so to make it positive I have multiplied by minus both the sides, then I have got output as something like this. Then both are negative, means both cos theta, sin theta outcomes are negative. In quadrant 3 that is possible, so that cos 225 and sin 225 angles will give us to replace minus 1 by root 2 and minus 1 by root 2 in both the cases. Initially I did a mistake. If I take quadrant 2, sin theta is going to be positive in quadrant 2, but here it is negative, so that we have to check for both negative case that is possible in quadrant 3, and hence I am adding 180 degrees for 45 degrees, means therefore the complete angle 225 degrees will give us minus 1 by root 2 and minus 1 by root 2, means cos 225 and sin 225 both are going to be minus 1 by root 2. Likewise we are supposed to check. So we have to think that particular angle properly and we are supposed to substitute there. Don't get worried for this. You will learn much concepts about this, how to convert some trigonometric angles. Okay, this kind of concept will be covered in trigonometry. Don't worry about it, just be cool. Okay, the next case like symmetric form or parametric form and the conversions will be discussing in the next lecture. If any doubts in the today's lecture, please ask me in the next Zoom interaction. Okay, thank you.